But a show like this that's multimedia and the designs are all designed to be worn on the human form, and so trying to put them and manipulate these costumes and garments onto rigid or non-flexible mannequins has been a challenge. So this is day 2 and we are not quite there yet, but by the end of tomorrow we should be there. It's hard work, lugging things, and so it's quite yeah, after a couple of days you're really feeling it. Yeah, our artists, they have a variety, they come from a variety of backgrounds. Some are really new to it, and others are veterans and have been exhibiting for a long time. And the newcomers, they need a little bit more coaxing and a little bit more just helping to navigate them through the exhibition process. But it's fun because each person's different and you get to know the artists pretty well.
This work was inspired by a couple of things, but one of them was the large public work on the Whangaparā Public Library, which I made these 6-metre New Zealand native flora like kowhai and bahutakawa and ferns, and it was all made from perforated aluminium, which I had made. So this was just playing around with that idea and just seeing if I could, you know, what would happen if I made it on a smaller scale.
The afternoon of the first Saturday in March, and is the exhibition opening and a chance to meet the artists.
I'm a new media artist, so my medium is perspex, and I wanted to show perspex in a very different way. Because it's versatile, it's very bright, but again, it's not the perspex that makes things bright, it's the way you work that will make it beautiful and very bright.
Meanwhile, in the adjacent artists' workroom, the body painters were starting their demonstration of that particular art.
Her virgin model is perfect. Can't wait to take a body painting virginity.
It's going to be based on minerals and gems. Yeah, this is the color palette that I'm going to use.
Thank you. I'm going to take your theme, your inspiration, and I'm just going to tweak it so it's accommodating to your costume. I'm going to add a little bit of color, and hopefully I can find some roses and make you a heat piece as well. Sound good?
Yeah.
All right.
So we've got 3 young people from around the area, and they have all exhibited last year and the year before in the Auckland Schools Trash to Fashion, and one of which, Luka Katovic, he won last year's.
So the way I thought about, well, what inspired me was Tim Burton's horror and humour, so that's why I've got the smile and all the gore shown, and as well as a bit of blood on here. It's got the trench coat because that's usually quite a sinister gangster look, and the stylized fedora. The weird long shape shows the distorted shadows, often used in films, and like it was an idea of surprise when I opened up the trench coat and then you could see all the organs and stuff inside.
I just want to welcome you all here today for the opening. Thanks everyone for coming, and thank you all to all the art. And my dream is to try to amalgamate this art form and this wearable art form together on an annual basis here at Estuary, and eventually have something at centre stage and try to have a kind of a more theatrical production as well.
I love bones and anything of a Paleolithic historical nature, so I do collect lots of bones. And I love the idea of having a piece of artwork that was wearable, that included bones. So what I did was I got a torso and I sculpted the bones onto the torso, onto the front and the back. And I then molded it. So I did a two-piece mold. It was a very large mold. And then once I'd made the mold, cleaned the mold out, then I ran the actual torso in latex. After that, I was able to then airbrush, so the actual paint application is airbrushed. This is one singular sculptural piece, molded. That was a single half molded face. This piece here, which is the staff, and the skull is based on a bear skull. And this represents a piece of adze or greenstone.
I've been making chainmail garments and jewellery for about a year and a half to 2 years now. I started making my own just with electric fence wire, and I kind of have a desire to just keep pushing it, making it bigger and bigger and as crazy as I can get. I like to make a range of jewellery that's easy to wear but can be bold statements. I work with everything from aluminium, steel, copper, bronze, and even like these pieces of niobium. I do naturally have a leaning towards darker things, so there's often a little bit of an alternative vibe to that as well.
I saw a piece from overseas books about people doing art from books, and then I was really hooked on it, and I really love it, and I did some few pieces. Even one of the pieces was exhibited here before. So when the Artful fashion exhibition came in, I really decided that it could be a challenge for me to do a garment out of books.
Mid-afternoon, and the opening guests are showing a keen interest in the progressing body art.
Well, I've achieved a half torso of a body painting, and I feel it's gone really well. And what it looks like, as a lady just commented before, is she's ran through a painting and come out the other side all splashed and covered in paint, and I really like that she said that. It's really inspired me. My process is completely spontaneous. I just start painting. I pick some colours and I just go and see what comes of it.
It's cool seeing how like it can go from like obviously the blank slate that I was to how it's gone now in the stages that it's gone through as well.
Being able to put whatever's in my mind on canvas.
On a human body.
Unfortunately, I don't like to plan. It's more fun if you just kind of show up and do whatever comes to mind.
I actually body paint as well. I just sacrifice myself for her so she can show her art. It's interesting, it's relaxing though. It's really cool. It's different than painting on paper.
I roughly had a plan, but it doesn't always go to plan. I'm quite happy with the result, and yeah, as long as it is just kind of look like a gemstone, I would be quite happy.
I've never done this before, so it's a new feeling. It's kind of relaxing, having people like make you up and make you look nice.
Well, I had my outfit for the school's trash to fashion thing, and I never got it finished, so I had to pull out, and then my school social came up, so I used it for that, and it was a Mexican theme. I asked him to do my makeup and things for it, and then I ended up getting best dressed and things for it as well.
The model's inspiration was Day of the Dead, so it's a sugar skull. Hopefully she loves it, or I'm in trouble.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, that's gorgeous. Yeah, and those eyes again. It's really nice.
It's called Who is the Pest? I Am the Pest. It's my point of view of actually New Zealand animals, the fauna, they are very, very well respected, and it is what New Zealand is. But maybe they are not that nice, as if you have now tuiger, kakatar, kiwi boar. Once I've been to Tiritiri Matangi, and the Estuary was looking at me in a very arrogant way. Normally the French are meant to be arrogant, but no, it was a Estuary, so I thought, you will pay for this? And I created, yes, with the mouth of a tiger, I created Tuiger.
The attraction of finding a garment that will fit on a human is, it just gives the designer or the artist, sculptor, whatever you want to call us, an opportunity to experiment maybe in a different way or do some work that they wouldn't normally do. That's the way I look at it. But I like to make something, I like to think of it as art and then worry about how it's going to fit onto the body. So when I have had works like in the wearable arts, which I've generally done that. The work here, because to me it's just a little bit experimental, rather than have commercially made perforations in the aluminium, which would be very neat and precise, had them all laser cut or punched out, I've actually made these myself. It's not necessarily more artisan than you know, if it had been commercially or industrial made. In fact, I really like that industrial feel, that industrial look. It's just a bit different, that's all. If you look closely, you'll see that they're not perfect circles.
First, I started jotting in paper a little piece of cutting paper to create designs like this one and the scare, and the same complete separate thing for do the torso. As well, I cut lots and lots of book in little pieces, cut tons of stripes of that, and what I decided to use, different size of fonts and different colors of paper from different books. So it will give the garment a little bit more dimension. And then about books again, I created the hand. So it's a hand open a book. So I used a Spanish dictionary because that represents me. As I'm Chilean and a Spanish-speaking person, I thought it would be very good to have a dictionary.